Hey friends, whenever we plan for the future, we always think it's gonna be some variation of the present. And that's why if we're ambitious and if we wanna put a mark on the world, we think it's possible to build something that lasts. But is that the case? Let me show you something. I bet the architects and builders of this building some 100 years ago thought the same. Today it's just a ruin south of Berlin. Today I am in Beelitz, south of Berlin. It's one of those lost places. It's a huge complex that used to be a hospital that has turned into some sort of an attraction. So originally it was built in the end of the 19th century as a center for curing tuberculosis for a lot of poor urban people that used to live in Berlin, and they were sent here and these very posh facilities that looked pretty fancy, and this place has seen a lot of events. One of them was that after World War I, it received a infamous person, Hitler, recuperated here after an injury in World War I. During the last stages of World War II, this complex was also had seen a lot of fierce fighting, and at the end it became a hospital for the Soviet army, which had a lot of soldiers stationed around here, and their families, of course, used this complex. So it's a very weird ruin that has seen a lot. We start the visit in this building. It's the surgery. That's where people who were infected with tuberculosis came to get treatment, at least those that were the most severely infected. We'll take a visit inside. And now those that have invested in this place have built this tower where you can go up and have a very nice view of the surroundings. Look at this, it's beautiful. The forest. Here's part of this old complex of the city where there were residential areas and other parts of this huge hospital complex. But it just doesn't fail to amaze me that none of the people that have been here for the longest of time would have ever imagined this would become a tourist attraction. And some dude like me would be just climbing some stairs to look at the view. None of the builders or architects back in the German times, nor the soldiers stationed here, would have ever thought what would happen. Like we just have no ability to predict the future. And so sometimes thinking, wow, we're gonna do things that will last, we're gonna leave a mark, I just don't think this feasible. And this is another part of the complex that's called the Alpenhaus. This is where, back in the days originally, people with the least acute tuberculosis were sent for treatment. So it was the light treatment area compared to the surgery. And here, in 1945, there was a big fire that basically took off the roof, and the Soviets who then occupied this area didn't bother renovating it. So you can see there's a whole forest growing on top of it, And to visit the surgery of this building, you need to book a tour, so it's not free of access, which is a bit of a pity because, you know, you're not really free to wander inside. But I presume it's also for security reasons, for safety reasons, I mean. But it's worth booking and having a look, because there are not many places where you see the print of history, even if it's so recent. And in both buildings, you see that very beautifully and very acutely. Wow, this is pretty cool. So apparently the guide said that the trees that grew on top of the roof here actually have built a structure that's helping the roof not collapse. So it's like nature retakes, no matter how much humans try to build. If we don't maintain things, nature will retake. So yeah, friends, this was a short visit to Beelitz. So if you are visiting Berlin, you should really consider it. It's not far, so it's a half-day visit. It's really one of those rare places where you can see how events can just shape and reshape places in very unexpected ways. So thanks for watching. Take care.